Ask Dan Schneider. An unnamed emailer asked me the question, or asked me a couple of questions in this manner. He says, Dan, I saw your video about Karen Finley and a girl named Sarah Hohstadt, and I Googled and found that you had interviewed this Sarah uh, girl with another girl for one of your early interviews. What is it about her music that makes you so interested in her work? And what quality and what future do you predict for her? Well, first let me say that I've never met Sarah personally. I did Skype with her and I've emailed with her and whatnot. Um, she was a friend of a longtime reader and a talented young writer in his own right named Neil Hester. Neil had put me in touch with her. As for Sarah and her talent and why I find it interesting is I think you probably have listened to her videos clearly if you're writing. Um, there's a song that she does that's from that bimbo Miley Cyrus called Wrecking Ball, and Sarah rearranges the song. Uh, she adds the classical element. The video is also very good, but the music itself, it actually becomes an excellent pop song. It There's a depth to it that Cyrus cannot bring because of her voice, because of her ridiculous video swinging on a wrecking ball. But I actually uh, recently, just a couple of days ago, came across another woman called Maya Biza, who's actually been selling quite a bit of CDs called Uncovered, wherein she plays a cello just like Sarah Hohstadt does, but she attunes it to classic rock songs. The thing is, she doesn't have Sarah's ability to arrange and rearrange songs and use the instruments and use her voice, although the Maya Bizer just uses her instruments, doesn't have the ability to use her instruments in a way that complements and takes the music outside to a different area. What she does is she takes some of the basic drum tracks and some of the other instruments, and instead of uh, and then just replaces the human voice, the singer, with the cello, and it produces a discordant and dissonant sound that's often terrible. And yet, people here on NPR were praising this woman's uh, cover songs to the hilt. None of them compare to the few original songs that I've heard Sarah write, much less the cover songs. And even when I don't particularly like the cover songs, or some of the ones that Sarah has done that I don't think are quite as good as some of her best stuff, Sarah's covers are still much better than the originals, and they show that she understands the technical aspects of music, meaning she's just not winging it. She's sitting back, she's analyzing, and then she's creating or recreating something in a new form. She's performing, and that's something that this Maya Bizer and a lot of other musicians simply cannot do. They cannot sit back and analytically analyze these things. They don't use their brains. They just go emotion first. This is why Sarah is a better artist than this Maya Biza. This is why her songs are better. And this is why I think and hope, at least creatively, she's going to have a great future. Whether or not she can sell, 100,000 or 500,000 or 1,000,000 CDs or downloads now, I don't know. I hope she can. But uh, the fact that my wife and I, who are great writers, have not been able to make money uh, with our great writing, and neither have a few other people who've written important stuff, is discouraging. Because Sarah is in pop music and pop cultural art, she may have a bit better of a shot. I can't honestly predict that, but I would say if you do enjoy her music, certainly support her. I hope to have Sarah interviewed sometime next year in a show I hope to do on young artists. I think she is extremely talented, and I hope that she doesn't just sort of end up by the wayside. Um, I would like to see an NPR focus on people like Sarah, who's actually talented, rather than these people who are just gimmick artists, which is what I would conclude that this Maya Biza is. So that's my opinion. I think Sarah has a bright future and hopefully a great future ahead of her.